Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, I have a pan of water here. I have some Murphy oil, so what do you think I'm going to do? Stencil. This stencil is all gummy. This one's not bad, but this one's really got a lot of modeling paste on it. Ew. So, good morning. This is Mary at the.meri.atelier, and today is November 6th. It's time to get up. It's time to get up and work in your studio, Mary. 98% naturally derived ingredients. Safely cleans wood. But this is Murphy's oil soap, or Murphy oil soap. And it's original wood cleaner, but it is well known for cleaning stencils and paintbrushes and gunk. This may be a third of the way with water. I don't know. This is pretty concentrated. I don't know how much I need. Let's just soap it up in here. I might need a little. We'll put more in here. I really do not know how much I need. That probably is enough. Kind of get it a light suds. I think that would be good. Good morning. Good morning. Mary's in her studio. She said she's going to clean these stencils. I'm going to throw this one in. These are the ones that I use the most. This one has modeling paste on it too. Snowflake stencil. This one is my favorite stencil. We'll put him in there. We're just going to kind of soak these in here. I can't put the cardboard ones in. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. This is the one that Arlene sent me in Happy Mail, the spider one. That's another cardboard one. And you just let them soak the way I understand. And I don't know. Yeah, I think it's going to clean it off because I can tell already that it's soft. It's peeling off on the back. So we're just going to let them soak. We'll probably let them soak 24 hours. I move them out of the way here, but I thought I'd just show you that oops, I can't put that one in there. I'm cleaning my stencils. Let's see, I got a couple more over here. I got this clock one that I used on my, what did I do with the other one? I think I had another one. Yeah, here, is this it? No. There we go, that one. And got all these cardboard ones stacked up. I can already see my water's getting a little cloudy in here. I probably need an old toothbrush, but we'll do that later. Or a scrubby, maybe. And I don't know, these have cardboard on it. I'm not quite ready to take off the cardboard, so I'm not going to do those. I've got 3 of them that I think Petal sent me. Yeah, And I haven't used the other two yet. That one was owl. This one is leaves and feathers, I think. And this one is paisley. And I've got some little ones here that I really haven't used too much. This one's I put back in the package. It's all about Christmas. I'll clean it anyway, since if I can find the opening here. Oh, and I got Christmas trees. Those will work in my, those might work in my gem journal. And let's see, what is this one now? See, I've got them stacked over here on my other desk behind me. And I want to clean these up and dry them off and put them in that stencil box that I'm painting. And if you're talking to me, I got my hands in water right now. I'm just going to stack these stencils up in here and let them get, it's this one at the bottom that I especially want. And I can already tell that it's softened the modeling paste. And it's going to clean that modeling paste up. I was kind of worried because it was Mod Podge. It was a glue. And that kind of concerned me. I wasn't sure that was going to, Murphy's oil was going to take it up, but it looks like it will. This one's not too dirty. I'm just about done here. This one's not too dirty. I don't know the adhesive ones. I'm not going to put the adhesive ones in there. I don't want to clear off my adhesive. What else do I have here? I think the rest is just paper. So we will sort those out later. The paper ones. All right. I think I probably have enough Murphy's oil in there. I probably put maybe a cup of oil, Murphy's soap in there. That should be plenty. The spider one is really thin in here. I don't know if I should have put that in there. But I did. We'll put it up at the top so I know to be careful with it. It's got a little torn edge there. So we're just going to let these soak a little. I thought I would demonstrate. I could probably throw some of these paint brushes in there to kind of weight this down. Let's throw some of my paint brushes in there. Do I want to throw that palette knife in there? I don't want to leave that in there too much. Let's just clean it off. Look at that soap go to work on this palette knife handle. I just have my fingernails here. I was using this yesterday. I don't want to leave the palette knife in the water. And I probably should not leave the paint brushes in the water. So maybe we'll do those separately and put them in a jar that way. Good morning, Rhonda. Good morning, Lori. Let me move this tray that I have out here. I was hoping that it would hold the water good so I can carry it to the other side of the room, and I think it will without me spilling. Let's hope I don't spill this. Let me get up and carry it across the room. I have to move my big chair out of the way. Let's see, where am I going to put it here? Oh, I know. Look, I have this big tray. Let's put this tray, if I can, underneath, and that will probably help me carry it. If I can lift it up and move the tray under it. And I did. So I gotta move, I gotta find me a spot to put this. That I don't get it spilled. I think that's good. I'll put it right there. So I'll be right back. Be careful. Careful, Mary. Careful, Mary. Don't spill it, Mary. I'm careful. I'm walking carefully. I was going to put another pan of water in there. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. Because I think that may have been the... That may have been the... Let's get... a jar here. And let's see, am I going to do this? I thought I had a... Well, I have these. Let me put these here. Let's do the dainty thing. I got this little glass here. I put some pencils in, but I want to put... Ooh, what was in the bottom of that? That wasn't clean at all. Well, I won't use that. Must have had something in the inky in there. Oh, I did. I had those ink pens. I wonder if they leaked out in there. Well, baloney. Baloney, baloney. I had to set this in the other room here. Mary's working cleaning in her studio. We can't use that jar. I brought in a new pickle jar to mix up my, well, I'll do my paint brushes later. I was going to use a jar and do my paint brushes, but I think I'll do it later. I don't want to put those wet jars on that. I'll put them over here. Right there so they don't get rings on the wood. We don't want that. Let me move this water. Oh yeah, I got my tabletop all wet. Let's move the Murphy's oil soap. Mary's working in her studio. Tabletop's all wet here. Sponge this off a little. Move these. Oh, I didn't count on this. Well, we'll just clean it off. Oh, you know what's underneath is my quilt. I was going to work on that this morning too. So maybe it's a good thing I'm taking this off. Barry, you haven't even said good morning to everybody. Here you are. Uh-oh. Yeah. Making messes in your studio, right on your gold paint. Yeah. Scrappy paper. We'll set this aside to dry and then I'll tear this part out. Maybe a scrappy in there. Get off my finger. There you go. So I was going to work on my crazy quilt thing too. Boy, I hope I don't need anything on this side of the room. Yeah. I haven't dumped my water out from yesterday. So, what did I do with my empty jar? Put it down here. I'm going to make some Mod Podge. Only let's put some wax paper down before I do that. I'm going to make some, not Mod Podge, I'm going to make some modeling paste. There we go. Ignore all this. This is the base for my November journal. It's going to be Crazy Quilt here. It's just the base. It'll all change. Dry it a little. It will all change. Alrighty, some waxed paper. Wherever she put the waxed paper. Alright. Keep my palette knife out. We're gonna make some. I got a clean jar yesterday. I threw away that jar yesterday, but this jar's been through the dishwasher. It's a pickle jar, sweet pickle jar. I made my dill pickles, but I still haven't made sweet pickles. So it's 1 part baby powder to 1 part white paint to 2 parts Mod Podge. That's the formula. So let's start with the white paint, maybe. And let me open this. This is toward the bottom. I don't know how much I have left, but we'll put it in here. May not have a whole lot left. But never fear, I've got more. And I'm letting any gunky go in there if there's any gunky. I haven't seen a lot of gunk yet. This was a newer bottle, and I've been using it quite a lot. Let's go back to the top of chat here while my paint is draining. And let me say good morning to everybody. Hi, Lori. You've been up for 45 minutes. You work today, right? I thought of you this morning. I said, this is Wednesday morning. Lori works today. I must have remembered that from chat. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. Good morning. Nancy's here. Arlene is in the house. Good morning, Arlene. And Crystal Pierce. Good morning, Crystal. Good to have you here. She said it's 2:30 in the morning when she first came in. Lori says it's 3:30 there. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. And good morning, Mary. So happy to see you. Thank you, Rhonda. I am well. Hello, Arlene. Lori, Nancy, Rhonda's saying good morning. Lori's saying good morning. I'm doing good. Rhonda, hi, Rhonda. Got a cold and finally don't have a headache or stuffy nose. Oh, Crystal, I hope you get over that. Rhonda says, well, lady, I repainted my kitchen again over the weekend, and I still hate the new color. I think I fixed it, though. What color, Rhonda? I ended up putting a glaze over the color to knock it back some. Being an artist comes in handy. The first color looked like a brown, oops, I lost my chat, brown mustard factory blew up in the kitchen. The second color looked like the sun was literally shining in there, 23/7. Now to keep in mind, I love dark colors. So what have you done with it? My friend said she was so proud that I was learning to step out of my comfort zone. I told her I learned a huge lesson. I love staying in my comfort zone. Rhonda, that's funny. Hi, Anne. Good morning, Anne. Yeah, comfort zones are pretty comforting, aren't they? Can't be a true artist without a little mess, Crystal says. Yeah, I get it. Well, at least it was a soapy mess, huh? So my stencils are over there soaking. Everybody's saying good morning to Anne. Rhonda says, well, Lori, I'm not sure about fun. Now I'm broke from buying so many gallons of paint, frustrated and pooped. I slapped the glaze over it to tone down the yellow. That does sound pretty. If you have yellow, that kind of reminds me of French country. I think I've got pretty much drained out of here. I'll probably cut this open and paint over something. I usually save those paint bottles for that. Let me go get, I do have some more white. I want a little bit, I want 1 part acrylic paint, 1 part baby powder, and 2 parts Mod Podge. So let's open a new acrylic paint here. Thank you, Julie. Topaz Pearl. She goes to Dee Dee's stream a lot. Thank you, Julie. Did I say thank you, Dee Dee? Get the seal off here. Where's my pliers? I'll break my fingernails on this. Why don't they give us good pull tabs on this stuff? Look, I still don't have the seal off of it. Honestly. Got the aluminum off. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it the old shaky shake. The old shaky shake. And let's pour some in. Ooh, this is a little gunkier. See the difference in the consistencies? This is a gunky white. And this was a new bottle that they don't put an expiration date on this stuff. I don't know. But we're going to call that, I don't want to make a whole lot of modeling paste. That's a gunky white. And 1 part baby powder. Now my baby powder, the lid doesn't come off, so I'm just going to have to. And I can kind of see the layers there. It's kind of from, well, that paint probably comes to the bottom of the. I'm going to have to buy me some more baby powder, but I think I'll have enough. Ooh. A baby powder cloud. I think that's good. Now for the Mod Podge. And the Mod Podge I brought new too, because I used my other stuff on the last batch. I think I used it up. Yeah. Get my paper towels out of the way. Because I know if I don't mix any up, sure enough, if I'm in a pick 10, it will say texture paste, use modeling paste. And I'll go, I don't use it all. I used it all. I just want to get enough to pour here. So we need 2 parts of this. So I might need the greater part. I might get more of this than I intended. All right. Let's just stir this. Ooh, I can tell you now I'm gonna need more baby powder, I think. And I'm just giving the old stir there. No, I don't know. If I need more baby powder, I won't need a whole lot more. Just stir that baby powder up in there. It's a little textured yet. But that's really what we're after is texture. I already got messy around the rim. I don't think I'll need any more Mod Podge. This was quite a bit. This was more than I intended to make. But I will tell you that if I let this set, some of that water will drain out. I'm kind of seeing what the texture of this is. I think that might be pretty good because I think I'm going to leave it like this and then back maybe at the end of the stream here and check it out again. So let's clean this off. Ooey, ooey, ooey gooey. Yeah. I'll put some hand sanitizer on this towel. Ew, I had something on my finger there. Clean my. candle off here a little. It won't be perfect. It won't be perfect, but it will be better. And I'll take it better. There we go. And my pliers. And then I'm just going to, I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. And we'll see if it'll, I think it'll thicken up a little. That water, it kind of, I don't want to say it dries up, but it gets thicker. I'm just going to set it up there for now. So the messy part of the stream is done. The messy part of the stream is done. And what else was I going to do this morning? Well, I've got this. The reason I haven't zoomed in yet is I got this big box here that we did modeling paste on yesterday. Let me move my coffee. Let me have a sip. I made it and haven't had but a teeny sip. I needed a big gulp. All right. So what I thought I would do is reach for it. Reach for it. I'm going to have to stand up. Otherwise, I'll knock everything off. Is this the gold? That's bronze. Maybe I'll use the bronze. This Derivan, metallic bronze Derivan. Annie B sent this to me. Bless her heart. It's a fabric ink, but I've been using it on my papers and in my art, and it's water soluble until it dries. It says Derivan, Derivan, D-E-R-I-V-I-V-A-N, D-E-R-A-V as in Victor, A-N, is a ink that is basically, it is totally water-based silkscreen printing ink, formulated as a safe, non-toxic for fabric. It can be used in the classroom. Now, used in the classroom for fabric, how many classroom arts have? I mean, I guess you might do one or two fabric projects, but would you? But I guess, well, I don't know. I guess if you have one or two fabric projects in a whole room full of kids. But it says it cleans up safely with water without worry of being exposed to salients such as white spirits, turpentines, or thinners. Clean it up with water before it is heat set, but it has an excellent rub resistance and lightness once heat set. So once you heat set this, and I think when they say heat set, they mean fabric in a dryer, a clothes dryer, but I'm going to heat it with my heat gun. And I call this gelato in a jar because of its softness. And we are going to, I might put some gold on there too. Let's mix the gold. She sent me both bronze and gold. Let me reach for the gold. What happened to my gold? The gold might have fallen over the cliff. Did the gold fall? I have a terrible problem. No, it's hidden here. Here's the gold. All right. We're going to mix bronze and gold on this. Now we'll just see. This is getting in the lid. I think it's still usable though, if I can get it out. Can I rub this? Yeah. Let's use it. That what's drying up on in the lid here. And I call this gelato in a jar. And I don't care if some goes over my black. I might come in there with a black brush afterwards. The black is more or less a base. Let's do the whole lid. Let's do the whole lid. Because I don't want to have to worry about. Am I getting some in the black? We'll just do the whole lid like this. And I'll probably come in with some gold paint highlights on that. Although I kind of like the white as it shows through too. You can see where that rose is. Let's get some more of this gold mixing up in there. Thank you, Annie V. So I'm going to use this stuff in the lid here before it gets so dry that it's not usable. And there are probably other ways to apply this other than with your fingers, but I love it. I call it gelato in a jar. I call this gelato in a jar. So I've been reading up on mail-in voter registration, and I think it's very interesting. I guess there are a few states, was it Colorado, Washington, or Oregon? A couple of other states that have, the entire states are mail-in. And there's all the articles that I read, even here in Nebraska, all the articles are positive for it. They say they are reporting that they get better voter turnout. Now, I find it very interesting that all the reporting is positive toward it, but I've watched a few YouTube videos, and they kind of point out some of the cons of it. And I find it interesting that the articles are all positive toward it. But when you watch somebody say, I don't think I'll do mail-in voting, but I don't think we have a choice. I think our whole county is doing it. What concerns me now, some counties, a couple counties, I think there are 4 counties in Nebraska. I've been doing my reading on it. There are 4 counties in Nebraska, I think, that started mail-in voting. And it's really meant for the counties that don't have high population numbers. Like out in western Nebraska, there are a lot of ranches. And they also mentioned the farmers who are too busy harvesting crops to go vote. In November 4th, your crops are almost harvested. So I have a question there. I mean, they may be doing farm work, but by November, most of the crops, I would think, are harvested because they want to get it out before the snow falls. So I kind of questioned that as a reason, although I don't think that was listed as a reason on the postcard that we got in the mail. And some of the counties say they track it. They track the mail-in votes, and some of the counties have it set up, and I doubt that our county would be that sophisticated. It might, where they barcode the ballots. They barcode the ballots so they know where your ballot is, like when you track a package through UPS. So, and some of the counties have an option to whether you want to mail it in or take it in a drop box. And I hope our county has that, because I was on a rant, and I was thinking about that yesterday. I was on a rant about how the post office, has not returned my ball jar postcard, although Teresa kind of healed my attitude of that. She sent me another one. Bless her heart. But I don't know if our county's going to be that sophisticated if we could track to see if our ballot got back in. So, and then there were questions on, what if your ballot didn't get to you? You're supposed to call in. But I think that if they're going to do this, they should also notify you when your ballot has been counted. I mean, if they are sophisticated enough to count these by a tabulator machine or whatever, they are sophisticated enough to send you a message to let you know that your vote actually got counted. And I think that one of the YouTube reports that I saw, and it was a TV report, it wasn't just somebody complaining like Mary. It was a TV report about how some lady found 16 ballots laying, on the ground. So I kind of question that. I'm just not quite all for this. What really, and I'm not ranting this morning, I'm just telling you I researched it a little. What really bothers me is that we didn't have a say in it. They didn't ask the voters, and who knows? Our voters here may have voted for it. I may be the only one in the county who just questions this. We do have a low population and a lot of farmers. The rules in Nebraska is your county has to have a low population count. The bigger cities don't do it. They have to go in and vote yet. So I don't know. Right now, I'm pretty negative toward it. I don't have a say in it as far as will it happen. My negativity toward it is all my problem. But and I'd like to know what some of the people in the area think about it. They may not care. Sometimes it's like, so what, Mary? Don't bitch about it. There's a lot of concern in the YouTube videos. I didn't see a lot of negative reaction in the articles that I read. I felt like I was being fed it rather than somebody actually reporting on it. I felt like I was being convinced to use it rather than like they're trying to convince me. Most of the cons that I saw about it out there was on YouTube videos, but it was real people talking like me. It wasn't some reporter reporting. And that makes me suspicious. There's a concern about the machines. I think one tabulator machine. I guess in one of these states where they're all, the whole entire state votes by mail-in voting. I don't know which one it is. I think there's only 4 states, but they say it's coming. For those of you who are in states that don't have it, it's being pushed. I think it's sad because voting is kind of a community in our area, at least. It's kind of a, I mean, I'm not saying that, oh, yeah, we all get out and vote and we, you know, we're all hipped up about it like a football game, but it is more of a community event. And I think we're going to lose some of that with the mail-in voting. It isn't the event. Voting day is not the event when you have mail-in voting. It's like you got to get it in a certain amount of time and you just drop it in the mail. But I don't trust the post office either. You hear me rant about my postcard. I rant about my, but they barcode it. And I think they barcode, well, no, they don't barcode. You have to sign in when you go vote, even when you vote and you have to verify your address and everything. Oh, the other problem that they have with it that I found out from my research is the way that they verify. You sign the ballot. See, I don't like the idea of signing my ballot because then they can say, oh, Mary voted for so-and-so, or, you know, they can research that. But they barcode those ballots and they check your signature against, I mean, some of these counties that I was reading how they tabulate, how they figure out that it's you, is whoever signs it, the signature has to reasonably match what they have on file for you, like at the DMV or the county, if you own property, whatever, wherever they have a signature on file for you. But how many of us sign our name the same way all the time? So I think that's an issue. But one, I was going to tell you, in one of the states, they had a problem with the machines, the mailing machines, because they sent out a lot of ballots. I mean, like the entire state. And I don't know if it was Nebraska or I think it was another state. Was it Oregon? I'd like to talk to some of the people in Oregon, just manually talk to them and see how do they feel about that mail-in stuff. And like to get both sides of the story, pro and con. But I guess the machine that did all the mailing mailed them more than one ballot, and some of the voter packets were sent out and didn't have a ballot in it at all. So you either got more than one or you got none. Oh dear. So I've used mostly the ink that I had in the lid here. I've used a little out of that. I've been using off of the rim on this gold because I'm kind of using it judiciously. Well, I wouldn't say too judiciously, but I'm using what I normally wouldn't use if I was doing a project, cleaning the rim off here. So I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed that our county would force this off on us without running it past the general public. I don't think that's democracy. But I may be the only one who has a negative attitude toward it. And I'm trying to give it a chance, but when they've already started out doing that, I'm very suspicious of that stuff. And I'm suspicious of my ballot, them being able to identify how I voted. Voting is supposed to be a private thing. They're not supposed to be able to research your party affiliation. Now in Nebraska, we're either Republican or Democrat. They got rid of the term independent. I used to register as an independent because I kind of like to pick and choose who I vote for. I don't want to be affiliated with a party just because it's a party. I tend toward, well, I used to tend toward the Democrats, but I kind of walked away before walk away was a big thing in the Democrat Party. Before they're just, when they started supporting issues that I didn't personally support, and I'm not going to go into all of that, I decided that I no longer wanted to affiliate with that party. I wasn't totally Republican either because they didn't. There were things about the Republican Party that I didn't, at that time, did not quite go along with either. So I decided to register as an independent. And in Nebraska, you used to be able to register as an independent. But now, when you go to register in Nebraska, they register you as having no party affiliation. They don't say independent. And, I guess that's so we don't run an independent candidate or something. Although I think they probably could run as a nonpartisan. Is that how it's stated? I have to look and see. And they can research how many people are registered that way. They can identify you that way. And I kind of have an objection to that. I don't like somebody telling me who I am. Like, just because you voted for a Democrat president at one time does not mean that you're a registered Democrat. Or just because you support so-and-so does not mean that you're going to support somebody else in the party with that same party affiliation. And I kind of object to that in Nebraska. I think that we should be able to register as independents. But then again, Mary's just voicing her opinion here. I think I'm happy with this. I got both gold and bronze on here. Now I'm going to heat set it. So after I've done my little research on this, I'm going to give it a chance. But I think we're going to run into issues. I think we're going to run into issues because they're going to happen. If it can happen, it probably will happen at one time or another. But the thing of it is will it get caught? I guess if in a conservative community like I live in, we are highly conservative here. And if all of a sudden we start, our voting starts turning not liberal, there's something wrong with the voting process, that. So I don't know. I'm just suspicious of it. I think I'm really sad that they just kind of pushed us off on us without putting it up for vote. How do the voters feel? Now, a lot of voters like the idea. When I was reading, they like the idea that they can mail in ballots. But I honestly think that if we can't afford to pay our poll workers, if that's an issue, they aren't going to be able to set up really sophisticated tabulating. And I'm suspicious of it. I'm suspicious of it. So there's my little lecture on, it's not a rant this morning. I just wanted to let you know that I did research it a little bit more. Because, I don't know, it's something I care about. I care about it. And I think if you don't care about what goes on in your community, especially for voting, not being a very good citizen. But if I do get my ballot, I sure hope they give it a drop-off box, because that's what I'll do. I don't trust the post office to do anything. Oh, here's the other thing. In our mail, not only do they close the post office at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to save postal costs, our mail, we are about 150, 200 miles from Omaha. All of our mail that we send out, like when I send you a Happy Mail, they don't process that mail here. They dump it in a bin, and it all goes to Omaha to get processed and sorted and delivered. So, and you know, I'm going, why should I drop up a ballot in Harvard, Nebraska, for it to go 200 miles away to come back to my county seat to get processed? You know, that just doesn't make sense to me for the mail system. If they're going to use the mail system, the post office should take it directly from the post office to the county seat. There shouldn't be any of this newfangled manipulation. They try to save costs, but I don't know, they cause more trouble than they help, I think. The mail gets lost, and God knows who puts their hands on your mail. They say it's a machine, but I don't know. So I kind of object to that in this area. It isn't like I take it to my post office and the post office delivers it to the county seat. No, it doesn't work that way. You take it to the post office. If I mail something at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, at 2 o'clock they pick it up, or right before 2 o'clock they'll pick it up. And then they'll dump it in a bin, and they don't take it to our county seat. It goes to Omaha to be processed. Our regular mail. That kind of makes no sense to me. I mean, it doesn't make no sense for the Happy Mail, let alone a ballot. But what does Mary Abrams know? You think that's heat set? I'm going to call it heat set and let it dry. So I am really loving this. I am really loving it. Now, those stencils that I clean are going to go in here. And look, it says, thank you. And it's got the pizza. Should I paint this? I think I'm going to leave that for now. I'm done being messy for this morning. I've got a little chunky in there. Yeah, I'm happy with this. This will be my stencil box. So Mary is done with her. It really wasn't a rant this morning. I don't mean to rant. I'm just telling you what's going on in our area and my attitude toward it. I'm not quite ready to work on this yet, am I? Am I ready to work on this? I should be working on it. I think I will. But if I work on it, then I got to pull it up if I want to work on something else. But let's go ahead. So let's leave this wax paper out for a moment. And I got these FineLine Paint Applicators. And I saw my black one over here. Yeah. So my white paint that I had here was a little gunky. I don't know if I want to put it in here. I don't know if I have any other. I'll set that aside. And this red paint that I have is watery. Let's start with the yellow. Let's fill one of these with yellow. I think my black is pretty full. So when I fill my FineLine paint applicators, these have been washed and the nozzles have been cleaned out. So hopefully they're older ones. So hopefully they'll work once I fill them. And so I just used my craft paint, and I'm using Apple Barrel's bright yellow. And this is another one that I just bought, and I think it's pretty juicy. And I take it from the paint bottle into my FineLine applicator with no water, no nothing. I love the texture that it gives. Now you can water this down if you want. You can water it down with water, distilled water, probably matte medium if you wish. I don't, or airbrush medium. I find airbrush medium to be too expensive to mix with craft paint. And to tell you the truth, this is Apple Barrel, so it's a little thicker. It's more of a student grade paint. But that Deco Art craft paint, acrylic paint, is a thin paint. Let me put the lid on this. This Deco Art is a thinner paint. So I do not water this down at all because I'll put some red in one of these. So I got yellow, black, white. I'm going to try to get another white. Let's do the red in this one. And I wanted to do some green. And I probably should do some blue. I might have to get another fine liner. This is Tuscan Red. I think I opened this the other day. Yeah, it's pretty clean. But it is a thinner paint anyway. It's more of a transparent paint. Well, it's all kind of transparent, but I see a couple gunkies going in there. Yeah. And I just squeeze it from the pour spout into my fine liner. You're probably not seeing it happen much because my hand is probably in the way, but you get the idea of how I fill my fine liners. And I will tell you, if you clean these, clean them with a mild soap and water. Do not clean them with Murphy's oil soap. It will ruin your nozzle. It will soften that adhesive that holds that little, or whatever, holds that little metal nozzle, your little metal shaft in there. I soaked them. I thought I was being smart and soaking it in Murphy's oil to get all the acrylic out. Well, it did get the acrylic out, but it also loosened up that nozzle. And when I went to use it, the nozzle fell down into the bottle. It ruined it. It ruined it. And I don't blame the applicator. I blame the fact that I put it in Murphy's oil soap. Murphy oil soap. I'm putting these little FineLine paint applicator bottles hold 1.5 ounces, 1.5 ounces. And my paint, it's about empty, holds 2 ounces. And I've used this for other stuff. So this will just about leave you about 1/4 of your bottle if you fill your applicator. And you'll have about 1/4 if you use a new bottle. And I would recommend, Mary would recommend, you use the newest paint bottle that you have on hand, because if you let this acrylic paint sit around for months, it'll get gunky, and you don't want gunky in your tips. So I got yellow, white, black, and red, and I wanted some green. And let's do some of this darker yellow too. I got another paint applicator here. I'll probably have to get some more paint. I might have another bottle of this. Pull your paint plug out so it doesn't get in there. We are going to do some decorative stitching and some patterns on my art journal for November. I want to get my November journal put together. Now I can work on pages, and I have been with like the Pick 10 that Tanya did the other day. I want to do my ATCs. I haven't been doing my ATCs. And I'm not watching chat while I got both hands busy here. I can't see my chat. But I haven't played with these fine liners in a long time. I got it maybe about 3/4 full here. I'll get some more there. This paint is going in pretty smooth, this marigold. Of course marigold would go in smooth. What do you think? It's gold. Oops. It's gold. It's a matte gold, but it's still gold. All right, that's pretty good. I got a little left in there. So I got my gold and my red out here. This is an English navy. I like a little bit different blue. I've got, let me get up because I need to see if I got any green. Hold the phone. Here, let me put these out. I buy these every time I go up to Hobby Lobby. Retail, they cost about $5 for an empty bottle, but I use them and use them and use them. They're certainly worth $5 to me. I get one every time I go to Hobby Lobby. Let's see, I got red. Let's do this cobalt blue. And do I have a green here? I've got some metallic. I don't like using metallic. I don't like using metallic. I was going to get some more white. I don't know. This might be gunky too because it's been sitting around. It doesn't feel gunky though. It shakes pretty good. I don't think I have a green. I've got yellow. Do I have green in a bottle? It's probably older. Mary's looking for green paint. I'll have to get, I don't buy a lot of green because it's not my, here I got some festive green deco art. That might work. Green is not my go-to color. I don't have anything against it. It's just not something I use a lot. So I got some white to put in because I think this is going to be kind of gunky. Not gunky, but thick. It's going to get gunky. So I'm going to refill my white here. And I'm going to do a blue and green. And then I only need one of these. I'll save that one for another day. So this has been used since I washed my nozzles, but I just kind of take it and move that cap, that little needle up and down through my nozzle. It's got a little metal point in there, but I need to refill this white. It's getting empty. I'll shake this out and see. I can feel if it shakes and you can hear it shaking. It's not, I couldn't even hear that other white shaking. So I think this will be fine. I could get fooled. And we're going to go through this again this morning. My pliers. I can pull this tab off. Why they do this. Oh, I know why they do it. I know why they do it. It's just a pain to get off. They don't give us a good, and probably even if they attempted to pull the tab off, it wouldn't pull the, it would have to be a pretty strong tab to get this off. Yeah. They should give us an easier way to open these seals. I appreciate that they seal it. I appreciate it, but can't you give us an easier way to get into it? Meri needs the easy way. There we go. Where's my towel? Throw this away. So we're going to refill my white. I'll have two kinds of yellow. I'll have yellow and gold and red and black. I might need to put some more black in there. Get all set up here before I paint. Yeah, it's going in good. It's a little, I see some little gunkies in it though, so we might have some trouble with it. Oops. Oops. There we go. White. Let's clean it off. Ew. When does Meri ever need? Oh, I guess I do need that other one because I want to do green and blue. So I got a couple of new ones. I get these. I just throw two of them in every time I go shopping because I know I'll use them. I know I'll use them. And if I don't use them right away, I'll use them. I'll need them when the others break. Let's put this deco art green in here. It's a little thick, but it's going in there. And I'm sorry I'm not chatting. I'm just talking while I'm doing this. It's a little thick, but some of this paint is not brand new paint. Some of this paint I got at that liquidation sale last year. They were selling this deco art paint for $1.99 at that store. You can get it at Hobby Lobby for $1.39 when it's not on sale. And when it's on sale, they usually take 30% off, so it's around 82 cents, the deco art. If I buy deco art, I buy it at Hobby Lobby. But I also buy the 50-cent paint at Walmart. The deco art is a nicer paint. Well, I wouldn't say the Apple Barrel's not too bad. Apple Barrel is a plaid company paint. It's not that bad. It's a student grade paint. It's not professional art paint, but for your art journaling, it works fine. Okay, I got a little left there. Did I get any on my... No, you did a pretty good job of it, Meri. Oops. My label's not a good label, though. We're coming right out of the package. a label. I could probably pull that label off, but when I wash it, I usually, the label scrub off anyway. All right, there's my green. And let's get another one out for the blue. And then I'll stop and look at chat. Now this blue, I think I bought it and set it on my shelf. So it may, I can hear it, but it's not as juicy as the white was. But I need some of this blue anyway. And this is new too. Can I get a hold of that with my pliers? See, they do not make this easy to get this seal off. You have to use your scissors. And get my scissors all gunky. But these are my scissors that I get gunky anyway. I get my fingers all gunky. That'll go. Okie dokie. So we're gonna, jeez. Oh dear me. We'll just paint the top so we know what color it is. Let's see. I don't know how fresh that's going to be, but we'll see. So this morning what did I start out doing? Painting my box. Painted my box, my stencil box. And I washed stencils. That's what I started out doing, was throwing my stencils in some Murphy soap water, not knowing how much I need. I'll probably scrub those with a brush. I think I've got an old toothbrush. Or a fingernail brush. I know I have a fingernail brush. I'll probably clean them this afternoon and show them to you tomorrow. There we go. So let's put this paint. Yeah, I have to put it back over on the shelf because I don't have enough room here. So now we're ready to actually use these. Put my pliers away. Put this away. I've got all these little colors here that I should put over to the side. My Mod Podge go back on the shelf behind me. All right, let's look at chat. It says I have nobody in here. Let's refresh just because I get rid of all of this. Oh, I've got an incognito on. I turned my Chrome on incognito when I was doing my research yesterday. Close all the tabs. Get rid of that. Get rid of YouTube. Open it up again. Oh, there's Mary. I got 36 people in here. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Teresa. He says, woohoo, Mary, I'm here. Teresa, thank you so much for the ball jar. I love my ball jar. You rescued the post office from being completely demolished verbally by Mary. I was ranting on them yesterday. I'm trying not to go back into that rant today. Thank you. Hi, Arlene. Good morning, Arlene. Kenny says, Rhonda, thank you. That gold is gorgeous. Rhonda says, do you remember getting frustrated when you put them too close together? Let's see. Yes, Rhonda, I think I did mine in Girl Scouts. What are we talking about? There's Julie, Topaz Pearl Girl. Julie, I made more modeling paste. I might have to, I don't want to get my palette knife all gunky again, but I'll check this out again later. I think it's the right consistency. Baby powder is going on my shopping list. I'm about out of it, but I love that recipe. 1 part acrylic paint, 1 part baby powder to 2 parts Mod Podge. Really good. And it's flexible. It doesn't crack for me. I have no problem with putting it on nail art. Let's see. What are we talking about? I did mine in Girl Scouts. Kimberly says, good morning. Topaz Pearl Girls here. Rhonda says, now it costs a small fortune to make one of those ornaments. What are we making? She did texture paste on top of black paper for a journal. No, I covered my, let me get it out here. I used modeling paste on a box. It's a pizza box, a pizza kit box that they sold through the school, and we supported it and bought pizza. And I go, this is a perfect box for my stencils. So I painted the cover black. And then yesterday I did modeling paste of this flower, these flowers. And this morning I used that Derivan ink on it, gold and bronze. So that's what that is. I'm going to put my stencils in there once they're clean. The paper ones I can't clean. But I used Julie Topaz Pearl Girl. Yeah, I always call her Topaz Pearl. I forget the girl. I call her Topaz Pearl Julie. Gave us that recipe for the modeling paste. Let's see, the black and white image, was it there already? And Mary covered it with gold. It was, we did that yesterday. Did I do it right before I left? I think yesterday in my stream, right before I left, I used modeling paste through a stencil. I used up because I knew I wanted to make more today. Those would be so beautiful to make now with all the new colors they have for sequins. I remember only gold, silver, and green. I always have a fine liner bottle of citron green that I use a lot, Arlene. Like a citron green? Rhonda says, I remember making the ornaments on a styrofoam ball with the little pins and beads. They are so pretty in sequins. I think Aunt Beck is planning some sort of a project because she told us to get styrofoam balls. So I'm wondering if she isn't planning something like that, Rhonda. Kimberly left. She says, bye. Hi, Lisbeth. She said, bye, Kimberly. So Kimberly may not be in here yet. That takes a lot of mental work for so early, Teresa. Let's see. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Crystal. Kimberly says, good morning. I think Kimberly's still here. They said goodbye to her, but they might have meant hi. Samantha was here, and it looks like she's leaving. Have a good day, everyone. She's headed back to bed. I've had enough of Mary. Yeah, it's probably when I was talking about the voting. Anne is here. Good morning, Anne. Rhonda, Topaz Pearl Girl. Kimberly, Topaz Pearl, Lisbeth, Arlene. Good morning, everybody. Crystal was here. Crystal Pierce was here. Kenny says, good morning, Mary. I'm lurking for a few minutes. It's okay to lurk. We have some silent observers in here. That's quite all right. You're welcome. Our city puts out public forum vote announcement in strange places. The only people that show up are the ones that were notified in person to be sure to vote. It goes the way the council wants it to go. Yeah, see, don't get me started on that. Well, she said that when I was talking about it. So She isn't getting me started on it. The only reason I affiliate with a party is so that I can vote in the primary. Yeah, I think we can vote in the primary if we have elections for nonpartisan, like some of our school board members and that, I think, go as nonpartisan. So I don't think that you can, that even because we're non-party now, they don't call us independent. They call us no party affiliation or something like that. Weird stuff. Samantha said good morning. She was just popping in for a minute, and then she's heading back to bed. Elizabeth says, yes, I try to draw and make collages, but it's different than 11 years ago. But she tries. Crystal says, I didn't have the guts either. I was just in love and moved for him. And now we are married and we have a 6-year-old. Oops. One of these 3 messages, I will type your name correctly. Oh, I make all sorts of mistakes, Rhonda, and I can't scroll up anymore. So if you're in here watching and I haven't said good morning to you, there's Lori. She's lurking and listening. She's getting ready to work. Deborah. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning. Good morning. Journey is here. Hi, Journey. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. If I miss saying good morning to you, this is your Carlana. Good morning, Carlana. She says it's cold where she is. She needs to get coffee. And I need a sip of my own coffee here. So I'm going to work on my crazy quilt this morning. It's a little cold, but coffee's a little cold, but it's still good. It's got coffee flavor to it this morning. Sometimes I make it too weak. And sometimes I put more creamer in it than I should. So I got all my fine liners here. I've got green and gold and red and a bright yellow and black and white and blue. But I'm thinking before I do that, I want to put some pattern on some of these. So I'll do that with a paintbrush. So let's use my, and here's my little Google tag that I made with all the pieces that I tore off of my basket. I need to punch a hole in it, paint the back of it. Maybe I'll paint the back with scrap paint. I'll keep it out. So let's see. I got some colors out here. Let's use some red here that I'm getting empty. Tuscan red. I think I have more than one. Yeah, I don't know. I think I squeezed a lot in there. I'll do some red. I'll have to slice that bottle open and maybe some yellow marigold on the darker areas. I want to paint some like flowers and what on here before I put my decorative stitching on. And what else? I got some blue. I might put a little blue in the orange area there. Pattern. What else do I have? Red. I got some brown. This brown's pretty thick. I don't know. Green. Let's use some of this green. And what else do I have? Oh, white. Let's use some of this thicker white. All right. Now, I don't know, this little brush. I think I ruined it. I need to wash this out with Murphy's oil. I wonder if I can just do that on my wax paper. Mary's going to experiment again. Let's tear a little piece off here. I just want to put a dab. Is this open? Can I put a dab here without spilling it? Dab? A dab? She's going to try it. There. Let's see if I can clean this brush between water and Murphy's soap, because this is pretty gunky. And we'll just, yeah, I think it's gonna, you would really want to, yeah, see how it's cleaning my bristles? You would really want to let it soak. You guys probably can't see because I'm zoomed out. I'm zoomed out, but I'm zoomed out because I want to show you the entire surface of my crazy quilt. But it has cleaned the bristles. I just put a dab on wax paper. Still got some. I must have been, what was I using this on? It's white. I was using it on something right at the tip of the bristles. And there it comes. All right. I think that worked. I'll have to remember that. Let's get this out of the way and let's take a clean towel. And wash this off a little. There we go. So if you need to clean your brushes on the fly, just take a dab of the soap, the Murphy's oil soap. Just a dab and just kind of swish your brush in it. Cleaned it up real nice. All right. So what I want to do here, you see, I don't have enough room on my desk. So we're going to paint on this side first. Put that white back away. And see, I got all these fine liners in the way. Now where am I going to put them? Over here. I hope I don't knock them off on the floor. There we go. And we're going to paint some designs in here. And let's make some. Yeah, what do we want to put my red on the yellow up here? Can you guys see? I'm just going to put some flowers in here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. But I'm putting some flowers on there. So we'll just paint some little flowers. Get down. Oops. No, you're not ready to be painted yet. Let's come down in here where you guys can see better. I don't have enough room. Let me move this big old box of stuff. Yeah, on my wastebasket. And I got papers and stuff to collage. Honestly. I'll move my paint over there. Give me a little bit more room to work on here. Okay. I kind of got some paint specks on here, but that's okay because I'm going to paint on it anyway. Let's see what you guys can see. Yeah, you can kind of see the flowers up there now. Now we're just putting some little red flowers in here like it was a little cotton dress that my grandmother wore. A little apron maybe that she wore when she baked her bread in the mornings because she supported her farmer husband. She baked bread every morning and took him lunch out in the field with fresh bread. And he'd have to stop his combining to eat lunch. I'm just talking. I don't know. I don't think my grandfather farmed. I did not know my grandparents well, I knew my grandmother when I was a little girl, and she was in her late 80s. She wanted me to be named after her, but my mom named me out of the Red Book magazine. But Meridel sounds enough like Mary, and her middle name was Mary. So Mom kind of compromised. Mom liked the name Meridel. And I really don't mind it now. But I did not know my grandparents very well. I wish I would have known them better. Of course, maybe, who knows, that might be a blessing. You never know. I might have known them too well. And of course, I don't think my grandparents had any. They had their faults like everybody else, but I don't think they had exceedingly bad faults. Or I probably would have known about it. If you have notorious relatives, it gets out and you get blamed. So we're talking about my grandmother's apron up here. We're pretending that this came off of my grandmother's apron. I could do that with my fine liner, but I'm going to come back in with my crazy quilting stitches. So this is my grandmother's apron up there. Maybe a little bit of red petals going off of here, peeking off. Yeah. Yeah, that's good, Mary. So next to it would be my grandpa's. That's a purple. What would be purple? My grandpa probably wouldn't wear purple. Let's call it my great aunt Bessie. We're going to put a white and a yellow. What would Bessie wear? Shall we do some? I don't know. She'd wear stripes. What do I want? Aunt Bessie, what would you wear? I don't want to put flowers again. So let's do stripes. Let's do some stripes in here. Maybe more of a darker yellow. Maybe a rickrack. This is Aunt Bessie's apron. She's helping her mother bake bread. So she's got to wear her apron. We'll put some red in there too. And maybe some red dots on here. And I don't know, I feel like I want to do maybe another yellow zigzag just up in here. So Aunt Bessie is helping my grandmother, her mother, bake bread. She's punching it down, letting it rise again. Go punch the bread down, Bessie. All right. And we'll come back in with decorative stitching. So orange is for the dog bed or something. Let's make orange and green. And let's do polka dots. The dog's name is Barfy. Barky, not Barfy. And he's got polka dots, green polka dots. Maybe I'll work a little dark blue in there. This was an old beach towel. Of course, there were no beaches there where they lived. That's why they gave it to the dog. Let's put some dark blue in there for his bed. And he likes it. He's getting good enough now. He's smart enough now that when he goes to lay down on his bed, he'll pull this beach towel around him to keep him warm. There you go, Barfy. There we go. Just simple patterns. And let's come back in here with this gold. Rickrack here. So the red belongs to Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim. And it's probably plaid. So let's put some dark blue stripes in there. Uncle Jim likes to wear his flannel shirt when he goes out in the field to combine corn. It keeps him warm. And I'm sorry I'm not looking at chat. Let's look at chat and see what you guys are saying to me. Flip. I can't read chat that way. Flip. Kenny says, Lisbeth, I know. Exactly, Lisbeth. It's a special color, and hairdressers love it so much because that's the color they can't make. I love aprons. I have a huge collection. Hi, Little Red Wagon. Welcome. She says she loves aprons. She has a huge collection that she wears all the time. You know, I was watching a video, and I subscribed to that channel. Maybe I'll share it on my community tab. Not right now because I'm painting. But it's of a fabric store, but they give tutorials for us novice, simple people. And they showed, I was telling about it yesterday, they showed how to make a simple apron. First from from fabric that was designed to be an apron, and you just cut it out and sew it together. And then they showed how to take a yard of fabric and make an apron out of it. Now this looks more checked than plaid, so I think I need to get some other colors in here. Kenny says, Teresa, you're welcome. Mary, this is looking lovely. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Journey says, awesome red. Teresa says, oh, Teresa's back. And Kenny said, welcome back. We were two. Journey, I'd grown to accept them. They have faded so much. I have red hair daughter. Rhonda Joan is a nice name. Yes, it is. I love red hair and freckles. Journey says. Oh no, Arlene, watch the wall so you don't walk into one. Rhonda, because I'm a redhead with freckles, Skinny says. Barb. Hi, Barb. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Petals. Now I appreciate it. I was named after my mom and dad, Rhonda says. My dad was Ronald and my mom was Joan. So my name is Rhonda Joan. Oh, that's pretty. Isn't it nice to know where your name comes from? I'm going to put some green in here for a plaid. Maybe a green line going this way. And maybe cut down here. Now this is, what did I say, Uncle Jim? This is his plaid shirt that he wore out combining corn. And it's red and green, blue plaid. But he doesn't mind. Let's give it a yellow stripe. Do we want a yellow stripe? I don't know, maybe a white one. He doesn't like a lot of color. Let's run a white in there. He says, I don't want to be too bright. Run a white stripe in here. It's nice to know where your name comes from. I was named out of a Red Book magazine, but it's nice to know where my mom got the bright idea to name me. I don't mind the name. There we go. Now we need, maybe, I didn't get out the black. Let's get out the black. Maybe a black one going down or something, and a brighter blue. Maybe I'll mix my blue. Let's see. Arlene says, I need food. This coffee has my eyeball spinning. Lisbeth says, yes, I know, but I travel a lot. But something America with a car driving. A whole lot in America with a car driving. I knew my grandparents and one great-grandfather, Little Red Wagon says. Thank you, Kimberly. There's Kimberly. Rhonda says, it's a very pretty, unique name, Mary. I hated my name when I was younger. Rhonda Honda was not a nice. Yeah, I won't even tell you what they named me, what they call me. I got called some not so nice names. I understand, Rhonda. Kids can be cruel when you're younger. So, you know, they can tease a lot, and they mean it. They mean it in fun, but they can be cruel. I won't tell you what they called me when I was younger. It was not nice. I cried. I didn't cry a whole lot, though. I liked to sing when I was a little girl, and it'd irritate my brother, and he'd hold his hands up to his ears. Mom, make her stop. Make her stop. Oh, dear. And my mom would come up. She says, you don't have to sing out loud. You can just sing it in your head. But you know what? I felt like singing it in my head wasn't the same. It wasn't the same, Mommy. That might be a little bright. That's really a light blue, but let's get out that cobalt blue. Yeah, my younger brother was, and I, you know, your younger siblings when you're close in age, like he was a year younger than me, they're the ones you're likely to have the little spit spats with. And we're still spit spatting. Not so much, we're just not talking. That's his choice, not mine. That's okay. I worry about him, though. Don't worry about me. All right. Don't even talk about me. All right. Let's run a darker blue in there. That doesn't look like plaid. It's hard. I forget what plaid looks like. Maybe some more red in here. I need a thinner line. I need a thinner line. Uncle Jim says, I don't know about this shirt. That's why it's in the quilt. He wore it out picking corn. Now let's paint some dark blue. He just wore this shirt because it was a Christmas present. It was not his favorite. And he thought if he'd wear it while he was picking corn, that he'd wear it out fast. And he did. That's why it's in the quilt box. Don't give Uncle Jim a red plaid shirt that's hand painted. He won't wear it anymore. He'll throw it at his mother, who's our grandmother, and say, here, put this in your quilt box. I'm done with it. So that's how it landed up on here. And Mary doesn't know how to paint plaid. But I think when I get my decorative stitches on here, it won't matter so much. Maybe some yellow. No, let's just leave it. Yeah. Maybe a little bit in there. Okay, let's leave that. So there's Uncle Jim, Aunt Bess, Barfy the dog, and Grandma Mary, I guess. So who's going to wear the green? Oh, Topaz Pearl. I don't know why it held your message, Julie. Detasseling corn. Oh, sucks. It held your message because you said suck. It didn't come out that way with the S, I don't think, Julie. That AI machine misinterpreted the word. Oh, thank you, Red Wagon. It's so hard to give someone a sad diagnosis. Oh, it takes a very special person. I'll bet it does, Journey. I need a word other than wonderful. Awesome. When I ask my brother, when I try a new recipe, like I made that raisin bread, and I haven't made raisin bread in a long time. And when I ask him how it went, how he liked it, he'll say, it's okay. And I'm going, just okay? He says, well, that means that it's good. And I said, well, why can't you say it's good? I don't know. He never says anything's good. He never really says anything's bad. He'll say, if I put too much salt in it, he says, it's got a little too much salt. Or it's a little greasy. What did I do with my paintbrush? Here it is. So let's see. I think it's time for some more flowers. And where am I going to put them? What am I going to put down here? Oh, I got to think. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Sometimes I get into these sneezing fits where I'll sneeze 10 times in a row, but I don't think that's going to happen this morning. So let's see. I got polka dots here. Let's put a little yellow in these polka dots. I need to brighten them up a little. I got polka dots and rickrack and flowers and plaid. Yeah. What other print can I put on here? Not drawing like teacups or anything like that. What's a Victorian? Graphic print diamonds? Can we do a 1950s diamond? pattern. We'll do it in here maybe with the brighter green. Just little diamonds, maybe different colors will come in with green and yellow maybe. Now this will be the back of my journal and this will be the front. And I'm just putting patterns on here before I put the decorative stitches on. Let's do some golds in here. Well, I guess it's more yellow than gold. And who would wear this? I think this is Cousin Sally. Cousin Sally would wear something like this. She likes graphic stuff. She likes the graphics. She says, I'll wear that. Cousin Sally's diamond blouse. It's just maybe the hem of her blouse, the hem of her dress, maybe. Or the hem of her. Maybe she's wore this in the 1960s. She was being not a hippie, but not a yuppie. Yuppie came more in the 80s and 90s. Hippies were more in the 50s. Well, I didn't mean to get green on my brush. I wanted more yellow. That yellow's really kind of transparent. You have to give it more than one coat. I got a little green in there. We'll go on to another. Let's put another green row in here. Yeah, Cousin Sally likes all the geometric designs and everything. She thinks they're pretty cool. Or this could be Uncle Bob's Argyle socks. Although that would be a knit. So we're going to stick with Cousin Sally here. And her 1960s hem on her dress. She thinks it's pretty cool. She did it herself in art class. My teacher said, let's paint on fabric. So I did. I painted on the hem of my dress that I was sewing in home economics. I ran to the home economics room and got my material. My home ec teacher wasn't there, so I snuck it out of the classroom from the home ec room into the art room. And I painted diamonds on the hem of my dress that I was making. My home ec teacher hasn't found it yet, but my art teacher gave me an A. My home ec teacher will probably go, what did you do? Oh, Sally, you're just got a creative spirit. That's why I like her so much. We get along pretty good. I don't have a Cousin Sally in real life, just to let you know. She's in my imagination. All of this is in my imagination. Maybe I should quit imagining. Oh, I'm going to sneeze again. It's the change in the weather. My arms were getting cold last night. My brother said maybe I should turn the thermostat from 74 to 76. And I said, no, don't do that. I'll wear a sweater. All right, we did Grandma Mary, Aunt Bessie, Barfy the dog, Uncle Jim, and Cousin Sally. Who's going to wear this green, though? No. Who else do I have in the family? Uncle Tom? I got Brother Tom. I guess he would wear green. So Brother Tom, what are we going to paint on there? He says, give me fish. Fish? Yeah, give me some blue fish. But I wasn't going to do graphics, so we'll just make ovals. All right, I'll live with ovals and call them fish. I need a lighter blue, though. We'll call them fish for Brother Tom. He's a fisherman. He likes to fish. I'm going to sneeze again. What is with this? I'm trying to suppress my sneezing. Excuse me. This maybe needs to be brighter than blue. Let's see, maybe fish are silver, aren't they? Let's get out that. Do we want to put silver on there? Fish are silver. Let's get, oh, my silver's about gone here. I'll get some more. I really wasn't going to use metallic, but it needs a little brightening up. Bluegill. These don't look like bluegill, but we'll let those dry a little. We'll come in with some bluegill here. Silvery fish. Oops. These fish don't swim in a straight row, I'll have you know. I kind of like that blue on the silver there, so we're just gonna kind of streak some in there. And get a little bit up in there. I don't know if my brother would wear that type of a shirt, but since he doesn't have to, he's going to get it on here. Because these represent little fishies. He said, make them gold, Mary. Goldfish. I want some goldfish in there. As long as you're doing the metallic, get out your gold. All right. Goldfish coming out. Hold on. I got to reach for it. Gold. We'll put some goldfish in there too. Yeah, I have to get some out. Where am I going to put it? Up here? Help. I need 4 hands. It's so hard to give someone a sad diagnosis. That's where I was talking. Teresa, detasseling corn sucks. Yeah. I never really detasseled the corn. It went on in our area, but I rogued Milo. We rogued Milo when we were kids, when we were in high school. I say kids, they're not really kids. Let's put some gold in these fish. It's the wrong color gold. Goldfish are more orange. And these really don't look like fish. They're just meant to, because I don't want to do graphic representation, so I'm just painting ovals. And we'll pretend that they're fish. Got a little gold in there. I'll swipe this off. What else? I don't think I want to make those patterns all the way down. Let's do some more though. That one's getting awfully big, Mary. Oh, the more I try to correct it, the better, the worse it gets. Kind of got it blue kind of coming down now. I kind of like that. I sneezed. Now I'm having to deal with a runny nose. I'd put my microphone on mute, but it'd take half an hour for it to catch on there. So, all right. I don't know if I want to continue that on down. Excuse me. All righty, what else? Do I want to continue this on down into here? I don't know if I like it. Maybe I'll do some dots. I can always come back and make ovals out of them. I don't know if I like this either. What kind of fish are those? Those are the pearls, gold pearls. Gold pearls? Well, in the Nebraska ponds, you'll find gold pearls. We're just a little bit different here. Our pearls aren't white, they're gold. Don't look like pearls to me. Okay, well, I'll put some silver on them then. On my shirt? Well, you're not wearing it anymore. You're making a mess out of it. Let's put some green in there. Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, I got black in there. I don't know how that happened. Kind of like it though. I kind of like it going into a different color down in here, but I kind of messed it up. There. I like my fish better, he says. Well, all right. Sorry about that. Let's do another row of real pearls in here. I've never wear a shirt that looks like that. That's why it's on the quilt. You quit wearing it. Let's do a dark blue line here. Maybe with a little black. you didn't like it, so you threw it at Grandma Mary and she put it in the quilt. Well, that makes sense. He'd probably do that. He wouldn't say that he didn't like it. He would say, they don't look like fish to me. Let's just put some water in here. What's that? This is water. We don't have big waves in our ponds. Stop being so realistic. I'm having this imaginary conversation here. Let's see. Let's stop this here. I'm not sure I really like this either. What does it look like to you guys? I'm buffering. Hi, Carla. Good morning. Let me get out of all of this. I'm buffering again. Get rid of all my, I think I get a lot of notifications, so I get rid of all my notifications, get rid of my YouTube, and restart it, and I'm usually fine. Too much is hitting me. There we go. Good morning, Carla. Anne is here. Lisbeth is here. Little Red Wagon. Grandma made Afghans for great-grandchildren. Oh, we'll have to put some Afghans in here. That's true. In this area, hanging tobacco was the dreaded first job. There were a lot of tobacco fields when I was a kid, Arlene says. All of the grandkids on my dad's side received handmade quilts from Grandma's fabric stashes, Little Red Wagon says. Yeah, later on in the month, after I kind of clean up in here, or at least clean off this spot and make sure I don't have any wet paint or anything, I'm going to get out a few of my quilts that I have upstairs and show them to you. I have the quilt that my grandmother made me, my brother's quilt that our grandmother, his grandmother too, made for him. I have my brother's, I don't know if I brought it home though, my younger brother's quilt. And I have my sister's quilt. She passed away. Hers was just a little crib quilt. Then I have a couple quilts that I bought, and then I have some fabric quilt. I have a quilt that my mother made me. I think I brought that home. It was pink and black, 1950s, pink and black. It was a real simple one, but I used that quilt all through my college years, and it's probably still holding up. She didn't think she did a very good job on it, but I liked it. I liked it, Mom. Let's see. I was painting this water in here. And got some pond green algae going on in this pond. Let's paint some blue in here. So let's do a granny square. So Little Red Wagon was talking about her grandmother making Afghans for all of the kids. So let's do a little granny square in here. Shall I start it out with the yellow center? Let's just start it out with a yellow center, maybe right about in there. And maybe a half of one in here. And let's do some red next to it. Although this is a crazy quilt, so I doubt that granny squares would really be in a crazy quilt. So we're just going to, we'll just say it's a painted one. It's just a print fabric, just for the tradition of it. So here's a start of a granny square. Let's give it a round circle in there. And let's do this one. I really wasn't going to do prints, but I guess I'm doing them. Let's see, let's get this bright blue. So who is she doing the granny square print for? And Grandma Mary is doing it for, well, cousin Mary. Grandma Mary is doing it for cousin Mary. That would be Aunt Bessie's daughter. Oh, dear me. I'll probably have to listen to this for. We should do a Thibbsville quilt. We should do a Thibbsville quilt. Everybody should send me a quilt square. How could I do that? Not a real quilt square, a paper one. Or maybe we could do it on, is Violet in here? We could do it in our Thibbsville friends. Everybody could post a picture, a paper of a paper quilt, or they could even do a quilt square fabric if they wanted, because it'll be a photograph of their quilt square, and we could put them in a folder and have our Thibbsville quilt. Let's do that. Violet, are you here? Let's do a Thibbsville friends quilt. Hi, Lynn. Lynn is making her way to work. When Violet comes in, she usually comes in a little later. It's still kind of early. We're going to suggest that for November, that everybody either take a photograph of a quilt square or make a paper one, or and we're going to post it in. I'll see if Violet will start as a folder, and we'll have a Thibbsville quilt folder. Yeah, we got to have quilts or Afghans. Sorry, excuse me. I sneezed a little bit ago. Let's do a Thibbsville quilt. Mary says, this granny square only has 2 squares. Oh, dearie me. I mean, two squares. I'll have to put some more squares on it. I kind of wanted them to match. Maybe Violet will come in. We'll tell her about our bright idea. You first, Mary. You first. It was your idea. Okay. Well, I'll have to work on that. This is Wednesday, so I can't go late. It's almost 7 o'clock. So even though I filled my fine liner bottles, I may not do this until tomorrow morning, the stitching, because I doubt that I'll have this painted by 7:30. I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much. Might get a little bit of one down in here. Get the border of one in going in here. And Aunt Beck will, I think she's planning, Aunt Beck has her MRI today. Let's keep Aunt Beck in our thoughts and prayers. She's going in for her MRI today to find out what's going on with her knee. You haven't seen Violet yet. Okay. Lynn is making her way to work. She always listens to us on the way to work. Good morning, Lynn. Have a great day at work. We'll mention it to Violet, maybe post after I get done here. Violet, let's do a Fibsville's quilt folder. And everybody can contribute a square to the Fibsville quilt. And you can make it out of paper. You can make it out of fabric if you want it, if you're a quilter. And you just send in a photo. You don't really send the square to anybody. You can keep your square. Let's continue with the green here. Now, I don't know where my line is in here someplace. So I might go down a little further just to make sure that I get out on my cover. I have to tell you, my brother beat me up this morning. I mean, he woke up before I did. He woke up before I did this morning. I went out in the kitchen to make my coffee, and he was up eating a waffle. And I said, "You're up early." And he said, "I was hungry." Usually I'm the one who gets up early. He gets up around 7:30, and he opens that front door to get his morning paper. He's eating a waffle this morning. Maybe they should all be the same size, like 3x3. That's an excellent suggestion, Anne. 3x3 quilt squares. Take a picture of it and put it in the folder. Not a real square. Not a real. You don't, unless you have one that you want to take a picture of, but you're not sending in anything. You're just you're posting a photo of it in an album. We'll have Violet create a folder for it. Or Janet, one of those lovely ladies who started the Fibsville Friends group. If you are not aware of that, it's on Facebook. And Violet started the group. She messaged me one day and said, "Mary, would you mind if I started a group for your channel?" I never started one because I have trouble keeping up with myself the way it is. And if Violet and Janet were not doing this, I could never keep up with it. I just can't keep up with everything. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I'm afraid that I would not be very good at. I'm not as good as they are at that stuff. And then there's Strina. I would cheat you guys. I struggle with the Happy Mail. I overcommit. That's my problem. I overcommit. Yeah, 3 by 3 squares for the quilt, and just make it out of paper, maybe out of paper scraps or jelly print scraps that you have, anything like that. That's probably what I'll do, paper scraps. Maybe of old projects that you did. Maybe scraps that you have left over from doing your journal. And we'll have a Thibbsville Friends quilt. Put anything on it that you want, as long as it's as long as it's clean. You know what I mean? I don't mean, the theme is clean. Don't make a nude one. Not that there's anything wrong with nudity, but not in our group. I think you all would agree to that. What am I doing here? I'm trying to put yellow on there. We'll come back to that. What time is it? 6:57 here. Arlene says, I couldn't sleep last night, so I was still up when you came on. Guess who's going to sleep half the day today? Me? I'll probably nap today. I didn't get to the library yesterday. I did not get into the library yesterday. I was watching YouTube videos. Oh, dear me. I was watching YouTube videos. And I looked up and it was 3 o'clock. And I said, I'm not going to the library today. Okay, this is the graphic shirt that my brother Tom hates. So he wore it out real fast. He said, this don't look like fish to me, even if they are gold. Let's put some more yellow on these diamonds. Some of these have more than one coat. The paint is thin. And this was what? Cousin Sally, did I say? Made this quilt in, or the hem of her dress in art class. She likes graphic stuff. And her art teacher assigned her a paint on fabric. So she ran into the home ec room, grabbed the dress she was sewing while the home ec teacher wasn't looking. She's not sure what the home ec teacher is going to say about it, but the art teacher gave her an A. I think the home ec teacher said, what did you do to that? I'm kind of brightening up these diamonds here. But she's tired of it. She's moved on to other things, probably boutiques or something. All right, we got a granny square. We got kind of a graphic fish. Barfy the dog has his polka dot towel there. And this is Aunt Bessie's apron and Grandma Mary's apron and Uncle Jim, did I say? Plaid shirt that he wears out to pick the corn. Now we got some more squares in here. Let's just make maybe kind of like a stripe. Shall we do some stripe square pieces? Just in here right at the bottom with different colors. Maybe let's make some white in there. This is a crazy quilt, so it can be whatever I want it to be. And we don't want any more green. Let's do, shall we do the gold? Should we put some gold in there? We'll leave that purple alone in the stripe right there. We'll do the gold here. And I'm not sure, 2.5 inches. I might need to put a quilt band around this because I don't think I come down 2.5 inches here. I think I'm too short. I think it needs to come down to, yeah, let's get my ruler out. It's my, oh no, my masking tape is here. So the edge of my paint, the canvas is here. I might be okay. And I go up 2 1/4, not 2 1/2. Let's measure. 2. It's hard to measure with wet paint. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'll put a quilt band around the whole thing. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, Elizabeth. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning, Cheryl. Bye, Journey. Have a great day. I'm not going to get to the stitching on this crazy quilt yet today. I'm just painting patterns on it. I couldn't sleep. We said good morning to Journey. Cheryl came in. Thank you, Journey. Each little square has a story to it. I don't know if you heard, or Cheryl, thank you. This is Grandma Mary's apron up here with the red flowers on the yellow. This is Aunt Bessie's apron with the rickrack. I might come in with some white on that. This is Barfy the dog's. He threw that on his dog bed. He covers up with it at night. This is Uncle Jim's plaid shirt. He doesn't really wear plaid, so he wore that out real fast, picking corn. This is Brother Tom's fishing shirt, and he hates it. He said, I don't look like fish to me. So he wore that out real fast, too. He got it dirty. He fell in the pond and got it dirty and decided it was too yucky to wear, so he gave it to Grandma Mary to quilt with. Look, I got a square in here that I didn't do anything with. That'll be a little piece in there. This is a crazy quilt. Well, it's really an Afghan granny square, but since we can't really put I guess you could crazy quilt an Afghan piece on there if you wanted. I've never seen a Afghan piece crazy quilted, but I guess you could piece it on there. Anyway, Grandma Mary made this for Cousin Mary. This is Cousin Sally's dress border that she painted in art class. She ran away the assignment was to paint on some fabric. And so she went into the home ec room and grabbed the border of her dress and painted a border on it. Her home ec teacher didn't notice. This is still in progress. I don't know who's this. This is just a piece this is just an odd piece that Grandma Mary has in her stash. She thought it looked pretty down in here, so she's gonna. Maybe the school colors were gold and navy blue. Usually it's gold and purple, but our school is a little different. It's gold and navy blue. And she was doing a school project, and that's the scrap that she had left. We're going to put a little more up in here. We'll just make a little triangle out of the blue. My brother's getting the paper out of the front door. If you hear the squeaky front door. I kind of like our squeaky front door. Reminds me of home. All right. So let's do some more gold up on this yellow here. Let's put gold up here. So the school colors were gold and navy blue was the school colors. And this is just a scrap that Grandma Mary had left over. Maybe from a banner or something. So And then up in here is another piece. More scrap up in here. We'll have to come back with that. So what time do we have? 7:06. She must have picked up your odd piece at the thrift shop. Yeah, she must have. That makes sense, doesn't it? Thrift stores. Grandma Mary likes to shop the thrift stores. It's where Miss Mary gets her love of thrifting. Maybe it was maybe somebody was making a school banner or something, and that's just a piece that they had left. I want to go in with some, let's wash my brush. Where's my towel? Let's go in with some more silver on these. Maybe the pearls, a little more silver in here now that it's dried and not mixing in. Oops, I put my hand in that. Might as well have a little story with each quilt square. These are pearls at the bottom of the Nebraska pond. Actually, I think it was a necklace that got dropped in there when somebody was fishing. Some silly lady, who wasn't me, wore her pearl necklace out to fish in the Nebraska pond and dropped her pearl necklace in the pond. Of course, now Nebraska ponds, cow ponds aren't that deep. But all the fish said, these represent fish, because I don't draw pictures, so I'm just doing ovals kind of. These represent fish at the bottom of the pond. You're painting your gold silver. Yep. The fish are swimming around the pearls. Let's do my blue too here. Then we got the school colors, but my real school colors were red and white when I grew up, and then green and white and red and white, the two high schools that I went to. But I like gold and purple. So let's do this one. I was going to say pearls in a pond in Nebraska. Grandmother never told me. This is my story, Cheryl. Yeah, some lady went fishing in a canoe, and she was wearing a pearl necklace that her mother gave her. And well, let's call her a lady. Let's call her a 13-year-old girl. Let's just call, you know how 13-year-old girls like to wear those things, and if mother says no, they do it anyway. Well, she wore that pearl necklace. I'm getting paint on my hand. But she wanted to go fishing. She wanted to go fishing, and she wore that pearl necklace. And her mother gave it to her. It was her great-great-grandmother's pearl necklace. And her mother said, don't wear this when you go fishing. So what did she do? She went fishing one day and thought, I'm going to wear my pearl necklace. And what happened? They rocked the boat, and her pearl necklace fell off into the Nebraska pond. That'll teach her. That'll teach her. She hasn't told Mother yet. She's hoping that somebody will go drag the pond and see, these are still in the water. When Grandma Mary quilts, she's telling the story. We're going to do this one. What shall we do for this one? We do need some more flowers. I don't think I want to do the entire square in flowers, though. So I think what I'll do, let's use the white. Let's divide this. Let's make a curve. Crazy quilts are crazy, right? Let's make a sort of a curve here. I need a little bit of water in that. That's that thicker white. And let's mix some pink. Shall we do pink? White and red here? Of course. So who's going to have pink fabric? Maybe young Maisie. Maisie likes pink. I don't know if Maisie likes pink, but she said, this is Maisie's square. We're going to make it pink on the border here. Oh, we're going to make it kind of curved border. And we'll give it pink flowers. Maisie, Grandma Mary took Maisie shopping one day and asked Maisie what color of fabric she wanted. They were going to do a project. And Maisie went right for the pink. It's going to have flowers in there. So they did their project. I think they made an apron for Maisie, a little art apron. We'll have to do except I don't want to do too many more Maisie videos until I figure out what YouTube's going to do about the kids. I think some of my Maisie videos might get demonetized next January. But shh, this is Maisie Square, and I'm telling this story. Any children's videos, what they're saying is because the FTC fined Google $170 million, which Google makes in 2 hours. But we're suffering for it as creators. I don't make $170 million in 2 hours, that's for sure. I make 0.01 cent, if even that. But the YouTube creators, if you have child-related content under 13 years old, which are not supposed to be on YouTube anyway, but we're the ones that are suffering for it. I do side with YouTube on that. That parents, YouTube is not your babysitter. And if you want YouTube to be your babysitter, you should be aware of the consequences that YouTube's going to do some tracking. You agreed when you let those kids sign up with your account. And if you're a kid coming in faking it, then you should deserve that as punishment for being naughty. So that's Mary's story on that. But Maisie went out and picked that. And she says, I want pink flowers too, Mary. So we're going to make her some pink flowers here. Roses? Well, I don't know about roses. We'll just do some little pink flowers in here. And then more whites. So it'll show up a little better. So this is what Maisie said that she liked when they went shopping. They made an apron. This looks like an apron fabric. So this is Maisie's square. Her little apron. This is just a scrap. Maisie loves her little apron. She wears it when she does art. So Grandma had to rescue a piece to put in her crazy quilt. Of course. So Maisie says, I got an apron, Grandma. Where's yours? Well, her Grandma's apron is up there in the upper left corner. Hers has red flowers on yellow fabric. Grandma likes the yellow background because it's so nice and sunny without being too bright. Maisie loves her little apron. I think she enjoyed making it with Grandma, though. That was the most fun because Maisie is old enough to handle a pair of scissors, but she's not quite old enough yet to use the sewing machine. But Grandma makes her baste everything. She can do a needle and thread. So Grandma is teaching Maisie how to baste. So Grandma makes Maisie baste the squares together for her apron, or the pieces together. This could be the pocket, couldn't it? This looks more like a pocket on Maisie's apron. So we'll call this a piece of the pocket that didn't quite get put on the apron yet. So Grandma said, that's going in my crazy quilt. It'll be a nice memory. Oh, dear me. Need a little more red in there. No white in there. There we go. Now we need to do something more with this band. So Grandma, well, Maisie wasn't looking because Maisie gets a little possessive of her stuff. We're going to have to talk to her about that. When Maisie wasn't looking, Grandma snitched this piece and put it in her sewing basket so she could put it on her crazy quilt. There we go, Maisie. Maybe it needs a white border. Where's my, let's put a white border on it. Looks like an apron pocket, doesn't it? Looks very homespun. What time is it? I got 10 minutes. I'll never get all these done. We'll continue our quilt story tomorrow. Did Violet come in? Did anybody see Violet come in? I think Violet's taking the morning now. Aw, Lori's at work. Hi, Lori. My surgeon wears her pearls in surgery. She would be the one to fish in them. Well, you know, tell her be careful when she's doing a stomach operation. She might drop those pearls in somebody's tummy. There used to be a commercial on TV about somebody dropping a smartphone into a surgeon, dropping a smartphone into one of the patients. It used to be a commercial. I forget what commercial it was. Do I have time to do one more little square in here? We'll do this little one. I got this one to do. And we'll finish our stories tomorrow. But I got some paint here on my, I might have to paint all of this out in my dictionary instead of doing this square. Let's do kind of like a log cabin type thing, maybe with yellow and green here, maybe. I'm not a quilter, so we'll just do a log cabin type thing here. A scrap piece. And next to the green, we'll have blue. We'll probably come in with a different color on one of these stripes going one way. I'm just getting the stripes in there. And let's see, let's do the silver. I got blue on my brush yet, but let's do the silver. And we'll give it a red square. I'll do a silver in here. Now this piece will come in that way, so let's just paint this down like that. And we'll give it a red center. And a red border, maybe. Let's give it a red center here. This is colorful. And a red border. Yeah. And I haven't even started putting the decorative stitches on here yet. And Grandma Mary is a slow quilter. She's a slow stitcher. She's not one of those who can work up a quilt in a couple days. She has to take her time and tell her stories and relive all the memories. This silver is too big. I'm going to put some green in there. This is just a scrap. This is just scrap. Now I need something else in there. And maybe gold. Maybe some gold. Going this way. Maybe this should be gold down here. And this piece will come this way and this way. That's really too much. I'll start putting some blue in there. And this part will go up. I think this was meant to be my big fall leaf here. I don't know if I'll keep that as a leaf. All right. I'm going to leave it there for today. This is pretty dry in here, except for Daisy Square. Let's use up my paint on the dictionary. I gotta reach for it because Dee Dee Willingham is going to be on if she haven't peeked in early. She's been peeking in early, but that's okay with me. But I go till about 7:30 on those days. Let's just use up my paint into my dictionary here. What I can. I could collage some, or I could stencil some designs on that quilt, but I really like them hand painted. Maybe we'll do some stenciling next year on our journal covers. I want to cut some stencils. I want to work with cutting some of my stencils. I like button stencils, but the thing of it is, I'm just using an old craft brush. The thing of it is, when you buy your stencils, I just go to like Walmart and Hobby Lobby, and you find a zillion sets of ABCs. And then you'll find a duck and a goose and a horse, you know, mermaid, that type of thing. You don't find these cool stencils that you get at Stencil Girl. So Mary's going to start doing her own stencils. Maybe next year. I'm too busy to do it this year. Let's get some of that gold going in here. I'm just using up my scrap paint. I don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste 80-cent paint. That's what Aunt Beck says. No wasting 80-cent paint. No, 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 no. And then I'll come in with a stencil over this. Or something. It doesn't have to be a stencil. But I'm just using up what I have on as much as I can. I usually only get a double page done when I have a lot of paint like this, because I don't want to fold my pages. They'll paint into each other. They'll stick together. So I'll just smear on here with this old brush. That looks like it's down at the bottom of some turbulent ocean, Nebraska pond. Let's put some more of that silver on up here. The silver's kind of transparent. And let's use up that gold. It's too expensive to throw away. Let's put that in there. All right, that kind of looks like a crazy quilt in itself. So if you guys didn't hear, I don't think our Violet's come in. If you guys didn't hear all this talking about quilt squares and everything, Mary kind of decided that we're going to do a Fibbsville Friends quilt. 3x3 squares, and take a picture of it, and I'm going to have Violet start a folder in the Fibbsville Friends group. And there's a link to that in the description box below. If you haven't found it, if you want to join, please answer the questions. You need to answer the questions to join. And they're not hard. They're pretty basic. And we're going to do Fibbsville Friends quote folder. You can contribute your square to our Fibbsville Friends quilt. So this is what I have done this morning. What did I start out with? I started out washing my stencils in Murphy oil soap. And then I made some modeling paste. We made modeling paste. See, it's getting thicker in there. I don't think I need any more water. We made modeling paste because I'm sure to need it. And what else did I do? I think I started on this. I can't remember what I did. I got some water. I got to go empty because I brought in an extra pan of water, but I don't think I needed it. Oh, I washed my little brush out with this brush was stiff, and I took just a spot of the Murphy's oil and put it on wax paper and just kind of ran this brush through it just to clean it on the fly. And that worked pretty good, just to let you know. I filled my FineLine Paint Applicators. I did that this morning. Let's get them out here. I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these to do the decorative stitching on my crazy quilt here. So to review our squares, we have Grandma Mary's apron here. She's the one who's doing this. I'm not a grandma, but this is my Grandma Mary. I don't have a Grandma Mary, but we've got a Grandma Mary in my story. And this is Aunt Bessie. I did have an Aunt Bessie. My dad's sister was Bessie. I liked her a lot. Aunt Bessie's apron. This is Barfy the dog's blanket. This Granny Square, I might brighten it up a little. It looks a little dull. But this is Cousin Sally? No, Cousin Mary. Cousin Mary's crazy Granny Square blanket. This is Brother Tom's fishing shirt that he hated. He says they don't look like fish. It's too graphic for him. It's too graphic for him. He doesn't wear all that bright stuff. This is Uncle Jim's plaid shirt, flannel shirt. He doesn't really like it either, so he wore it picking corn and he tore it all up working in the fields. And so he gave it to Grandma Mary to put in her quilt. This is a piece of thrift fabric that has the school colors on it. Somebody in the community was doing a navy blue and gold school piece for the school, and it got a little triangle up there. I've got to brighten this triangle. Those we found at the Grandma Mary found at the thrift store. This is Cousin Sally's dress border that her art teacher was telling her to experiment on fabric, so she ran into the home ec room and grabbed her dress that she was making while the home ec teacher wasn't looking, and painted a border on it. This is Macy's apron pocket, and this little log cabin quilt was just from scraps that was left over in Grandma Mary's stash. So we got half the quilt to go yet. We'll tell more stories tomorrow. Suzanne says, no, Anne, I took the air out a few hours. Later, it fell out. I've been eating a few months. Did you get it back in? Watched a lot of YouTube videos. Saying goodbye to Cheryl. Arlene says, I need to go through my stencils and organize them. They're a mess. I'm washing mine over on the other side of the room. Arlene, you saw that. Let's see. Suzanne says, oh, yes, Cheryl, I wasn't using it, and I no longer have insurance. Mary, my feeding tube fell out. It had a tiny bit of help. Who helped it along? Are you eating now, though, Suzanne? Can you eat good? Well, Suzanne, you're in my heart and you're in my prayers. They could be called pearls of wisdom. Yeah, these are pearls that somebody, what do you say, the dentist or the surgeon? Some surgeon in the family wore out when they were fishing in a canoe. No, it was a 13-year-old girl. 13-year-old girl. We haven't named her yet. But her mother told her not to wear that pearl necklace. It was a family treasure. Great-great-grandmother's pearl necklace. She said, don't wear it every day. Only wear it for special occasions. Well, our little 13-year-old cousin, I haven't named her yet. Her name wasn't Mary. We'll call her, I don't want to call her Linda. Let's call her Rebel. She was a rebel. We'll call her, nickname her Rebel. She wore that pearl necklace when she went out fishing, and the boat tipped over and she lost it in the pond. Now, Nebraska ponds, cow ponds, are only a couple feet deep, so she's hoping that it'll show up again. But right now it's swimming with the fish on Brother Tom's shirt. Pearls in the brain, Suzanne says. The pink part is gorgeous. This part. So we'll keep telling stories until I get all these squares done. Maybe I'll document the stories in my journal. And then we're going to put a band around it, a quilting band, and we'll put crazy stitches. Quilting. This is a crazy quilt. Each little patch has has a story. So I am ready. Don't forget Aunt Beck. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She's having her MRI today, and I don't know. I think she said she was planning on streaming tonight. So you might watch for her. I might brighten this part up a little. I see it's a little faded in there. Let's see. What are we saying here? Oh, Junking Journal said I made it early, I think. Good morning. No, you made it. You made it. I'm just getting ready to sign off. I'm sure Dee Dee is on now because it's 7:36. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for stringing along with me this morning, for hanging out with me. We'll finish our quilt stories tomorrow. And Suzanne, you take care of yourself. You take care of yourself. You're in my thoughts. We need some more blue on here, don't we? I see a lot of oranges and greens. I need some blues. Maybe I'll do a blue in here. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Bye, Carla. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Keep Aunt Beck and Suzanne in your thoughts and prayers today. Okay. Bye. Go out and enjoy that big old world of color we have out there. I have to go to the library today. I missed it yesterday. Have a great day. Bye.